topic that we're going to talk about today is there such a thing as a good father? This came about because if you really think about, you hear from all the guys, right? Mother's Day is the biggest thing, which it should be, right? There's so many lovely mothers out there who are mothers and fathers that hold it down. I give a shout out to my mom, for holding me down, everything like that. But give it out to my father as well. But you got to give it to your mothers. But when you really think about the father, it's like this cloud image. It's like, Father's Day, my father's not in my life, or Father's Day, whatever. It's not even a big thing. There's no huge sales.
We get shorted.
Yeah.
Get shorted, no doubt.
It's like a horrible holiday. It's like why is it even on the calendar? It should be removed. It's sad, but I think it was an interesting topic to talk about and to kind of get everyone's thoughts on that. So first, kind of give it over to Klassic Kev, man. What you think about that topic?
Well, I think the recognition levels are different. Basically, as far as a father and a mother, because you might have heard the term or the saying, "There's no love like a mother's love." It's basically, your mother is the one that carried you, right? The one that carried you and pushed you out. Yeah, the father had a part early on, of course, but it's something about that bond when they carried you and pushed you out. As far as the maternal instincts and the bond, it seems to be, generally speaking, or in a majority way, the mother and child bond is more stronger, maybe, or more something. I don't really know what the more is, but it's like it's more. So it gets recognized as more when it comes to the representing the holiday, and how it's represented. So I think it's just a direct relation or reaction, if you will, to what I stated as far as that bond with the mother and child. And as you see, or as you know, when things go down, mother and children, or women and children off to the side, I think it's something about that bond, and it's that sanctity, serenity, and something like that. I think that might play a part in why it seemed to be lopsided as far as the holiday, Father's Day versus Mother's Day. It's and I think basically we used to it. The fathers are used to the short, when you compare them, kind of like, it's a little off topic, but kind of like when somebody gets married, the husband versus the wife. The groom gotta just show up, but it's all about how to basically the bride, to be what the bride wants. They got shows about the bride, whose wedding is it anyway, whatever else, the bride, co-bride. Yeah, it's about the bride. So it's kind of the same thing with the mother, it's just about the woman just, kind of just, it's their thing, so we kind of step back and let them have their thing. So it's kind of, I guess society started doing the same thing. Well, it's not started, but from the gate, society does the same thing as far as, Mother's Day versus Father's Day. That's my take on it. That's why I think it is like it is, and that's my take on it as well.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, there are some really strong mothers out there that hold it down. There's some mothers to be that are some friends of ours, and the will of a mother is like no other, right? They they carry the child for all of those months, the pain, the
labor,
everything they go through. Mothers are very, very powerful, very, very strong. So we understand. Mom should get a lot of the love, most of the love. I have no issue with that. I think the thing is that we also need to recognize there are great fathers out there.
Almost definitely.
Like my best friend, shout out to him. I used to always tell him he's the father of the year. He was a single dad at one point, and we don't hear stories like that. We always hear about the single mom, but here's a single dad, you know, holding down his 2 kids. I mean, really holding them down. You can't beat that. And you know, I looked up to him. I was like, wow, like when I have my kids, I'm gonna go all out just like you. And to this day, man, he's a husband now with additional kids, and he's just killing it, you know. And there's a lot of dads out there, man, that hold it down, that take care, you know, their daughters, their sons, you know, also making sure they're a great husband, you know, they're great to the family. And you know, to have Father's Day come around, it's just like, oh, here's a piece of chicken.
Here's a tie.
Yeah, here's a tie. You know, here's a new wallet. You know, it's like it's an afterthought, and I don't think that should be the case. Now, I think there's a lot of reasons, and here we don't like to get political on this channel, but you know, a lot of things have happened in the past, right? I mean, you have war, you've had mass incarceration. You've had a lot of different things where a lot of fathers couldn't be in their kids' life, right? And you know, a lot of different neighborhoods that are really in the poverty level, underprivileged, haven't been able to, you know, keep the nucleus of the family. You know, the father hasn't been there because of various reasons, right? And it's unfortunate. It's torn families apart. It's created a perception that, you know, fathers are not in their children's lives. You can look at the court system and say the same thing. And the majority of the time, I would think the kids usually will always go to the mother, not so much the father. So it's kind of biased. That's big time. It's like, you know, if you're with someone and then all of a sudden you split and you guys have kids, this should be 50-50. Right, it shouldn't be automatically, no, let them go with the mother, and so forth, so forth. So, like I said, I'm not getting into the politics of that.
Yeah, we don't get political unless we have to.
Right.
But I want to add this, though. This happened recently. A mother, no, let me start with the father. A father had full custody of his kids. It might have just been one child, of the child, because the mother was locked up. The mother got out and was granted custody of the child. Devastating. Because riding on kind of what you said, that the mother almost was always granted custody. She filed, I guess, before she was getting out, as she was getting out, and got, if not full custody, joint custody upon release. You know, and it's like, wow, this child knows this is the stable, this is the foundation, this is what's been happening while he was locked up. And all of a sudden, you know, it just went down ugly. Obviously, the parents weren't together because it hit the news, and it was really, I think the father was crying. You know, it was really traumatic as far as he goes anyway. So I think she was granted, it wasn't like a blending thing, a thing where it was slowly, we're gonna start this and redo it, and we're gonna start to interject you into this family or whatever, or slowly wean you into this family. Slowly wean this as a process. It was more like a ripping, and it was like, wow, the courts did it like that, wow, you know. So I just wanted to just throw that in there.
It's tough. It's tough, and there's just a lot of great fathers out there that handle their business, that's capable of also having custody and different things like that. I think overall it's just changing the perception. I think we need to change the perception about men. And I think overall, you know, obviously you look at equal rights and you look at man versus the woman and different things like that. We understand there's have been a lot of wrong. And I think overall there's been some progress made in the country, and a lot of progress still needs to be made as far as the workforce, as far as different things like that, you know, handling as far as the children and kind of the interaction, you know, and everything like that. But overall, we're specifically talking about the father, being a father to their children, and having the opportunity to be celebrated, to be honored, to be considered, the same things that a mother get considered. Now, there's no equal footing when it comes to that. We get it. But I think that we still need to honor a lot of the great fathers out there. I think there needs to be more conversation saying like, hey, shout out to all the great moms, but also let's shout out the great dads out there. And for all the great dads that's watching us, man, keep doing your job, keep doing your thing.
Absolutely.
Make sure it's nothing like having the mom and the dad involved. I think both are needed. Now, give mom credit. A lot of times, a lot of mothers out there that are both. And we salute that. But there's nothing like having a father involved as well and having both parents involved. And, we want to see more of that. We want to see Father's Day actually celebrated. So maybe let's make 2020 the best Father's Day ever.
Yeah, as far as if people that didn't have a father in their life, I think it's really no mystery or confusion as far as the two. Just still, in general, the good fathers, like we said in the beginning, being recognized. Of course, there's some absent fathers, and for whatever reasons, I guess you can say deadbeat dad deal and all that stuff, which that can, it's a lot of dynamics that can really get murky. But as far as just what we're talking about, I believe we're talking about as far as just the good dads and the ones that's really, stand up type of dads. You know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about. And just, hey, acknowledge them a little bit more,
Right.
Or in comparison to the mothers, So I just wanted to add that, I think, we can get into a lot of different kinds of dads, but and it could be with moms too. Matter of fact, there's some bad mothers that exist, right? Does that take away from Mother's Day? No. So what we're talking about is the good mothers. Well, really the good fathers, but I'm saying the good apples, if you will, not the bad apples. So yeah,
that is true.
Yeah, so I just had to put that in. But like I said, we all about hearing ethnos expressions.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you guys being with us. You could have been anywhere else. Please like. Please subscribe. Please comment. Let us know your thoughts on this. How you feel about Father's Day overall. Do you think it can improve, or you think it's even necessary? So definitely make sure you do that. Also, as always, please follow us at Facebook as well as Instagram. And until next time,
hit that like button.
Peace.
I can't see how you don't like it. Peace.